So good morning everybody, my name is Emanuele Sgambitella from University of Calabria, and today I will talk about measuring the pseudoelastic properties of Nicky-based shape memory alloys by using indentation test. So why we started this kind of job? The main aim of the job actually is the second stage of our presentation. The first part of the presentation is an evaluation of preliminary results that we obtained using the non-indentation test performed on Nicky-based shape memory alloys. So, starting from these previous results, preliminary results, we are able to evaluate by using the indentation technique the transformation zone at the crack tip in a nickel titanium shape memory alloys with pseudoelastic properties. So, as you know, nowadays there are several techniques able to predict the phase transformation zone near the crack tip in a shape memory alloys, like digital image correlation, as already my colleague discussed about in a previous presentation. There are other techniques like X-ray diffraction, modeling, finite element method, but as you know, there are some problems related to this kind of techniques, related to the time consuming, related to the approximation of the modeling, something like that. So, our idea is to understand if the non-indentation technique applied near the crack tip of a shape memory material is a good technique to evaluate the phase transformation zone. So, let's start with the presentation. The outline is this one. I will introduce a little bit about nickel titanium shape memory alloys. I will discuss about the material adopted in our investigation and the experimental setup. After that, I will discuss about results, the preliminary results on pseudoelastic material and austenitic and martensitic material. I will discuss about the effect of the temperature. And then the second stage is the evaluation of the transformation zone near the crack tip using the non-indentation technique. In the end, I will compare the results, experimental results, with the analytical one obtained using a special analytical model. In the end, conclusion and future perspective. So, our approach is this. We started with the experimental test performed on nickel titanium coupons obtained from Nicky sheet. We performed several indentation experiments at several operating temperatures. So we studied two different materials. One that has pseudoelastic properties at room temperature, and the second one that has shape memory properties at room temperature. So, starting from these preliminary results, we are able to evaluate the functional parameter that is useful to evaluate the phase transformation zone near the crack tip. And then we have a second stage of the job. It means perform several indentation tests near the crack tip in order to evaluate a contour of this phase transformation zone. After these results, we developed an analytical model already implemented by Maletta. And we compare the predicted transformation zone analytically with the experimental one. So, as you know, shape memory alloys is one of the most famous right now material for their great functional properties, especially as a consequence of their ability to get solid phase transformation between austenite and martensite. That gives the material two important features. The first one is the pseudoelastic effect, and the other one is the shape memory effect. And thanks to these great properties, nowadays the material is mostly used in many application fields. First of all, the biomedical one, as you know. The material that we used in our investigation are two, with different chemical composition. The first one that is a Ni-rich pseudoelastic alloy, and the second one that is a Ti-rich shape memory alloys. Here in the slide I want to show you just the typical pseudoelastic response of a nickel titanium shape memory alloys. This is a stress strain response with a typical thermomechanical parameter. And here we have the typical digital scanning calorimetry thermogram that can help us to get the transformation temperature. As you can see here, at room temperature the material has a pseudoelastic structure. So the response is the one reported on the left. So Our experimental setup is the one reported on the slide. So it's a nano indenter, and in our investigation we used a spherical indenter with a tip radius of 20 microns, and we performed several experimental tests applying a maximum load equal to 400 millinewton. In order to control the temperature, we applied a Peltier cell on the bottom part of the indenter, so we stick the specimen on the top and we control the temperature using a thermocouple. So we start with the experimental test. All the specimens were properly cut from nickel titanium sheet, and we polished the specimen using sandpapers with increasing fine grits and subsequent diamond compound, and in the end we washed in acetone and dried in the air. So here we have the preliminary results. I told you before, we analyzed two kinds of materials, the elastic one and martensitic one. In this case we have the typical response, nano-indentation response of a pseudo-elastic material, and here you can see clearly the effect of the temperature. By increasing the temperature, the maximum penetration depth tends to decrease as a consequence of the increasing of the global stiffness of the material. Another important effect is the decreasing, by increasing the temperature, of the residual penetration depth. That is a consequence of the decreasing of the stabilized martensite of the material after the indentation. Another important effect is the high recovery capability in terms of penetration depth of the pseudoelastic material. In comparison, the martensitic material that manifests a shell memory effect has a different behavior in terms of penetration depth, but the trend as a consequence of the applied temperatures is the same. Increasing the temperature, we have always a decreasing of the maximum penetration depth, and the consequence is the same, the reason is the same. Increasing the temperature, the materials tend to shift from a martensitic structure to an austenitic structure, and as you know, the stiffness is higher, and even in this case we have a reduction, a decreasing of the residual penetration depth. In this case, if you compare the pseudoelastic response with the martensitic response, you can see that the recovery capability of the martensitic structure is lower than the pseudoelastic one. So let's focus on this picture, and because starting from these preliminary results, we are able to evaluate the most functional parameters in order to compare the pseudoelastic response with the martensitic response. So we are able to say that as a function of the response, if we are in an austenitic structure or in a martensitic structure, by simply analyzing the residual penetration depth. As you can see, for an operating temperature equal to 25 Celsius degrees, so room temperature, for the pseudoelastic alloy we have a residual penetration depth around 500-550 nanometer. On the contrary, for the martensitic alloy we have a residual penetration depth that is around 1500 and 1600 nanometers. So it's important to memorize this parameter. So the next step is the evaluation of the transformation zone near the crack tip, starting from the preliminary results. This is the experimental setup. So we used a single edge crack specimen with a crack length equal to 3.5 millimeter, and we mounted the specimen applying directly a load under the nano indenter. We performed several indentation tests near the crack tip, and we performed almost 120, 130 indentation experiments. Here you can see the indentation around the crack tip, and this is the main results we got. That is really interesting. When you are very close to the crack tip, this is a matrix where all the numbers are the residual depth information. If you go very close to the crack tip, you are able to record the penetration depth around 1100 to 1200 nanometer. if you go far away from the crack tip, you record a penetration depth around 500, 400, 300 nanometers. So we are able to say that far away from the crack tip, comparing the typical response of the preliminary results, we are in the austenitic structure. If you go very close to the crack tip, we are in a martensitic structure. So in this case, we are able to evaluate a plot contour of the phase transformation zone. In order to evaluate the goodness of these results, we decided to evaluate the transformation zones of the, this is the comparison of the results obtained from preliminary experiments, and these are the experimental results obtained near the crack tip in order to evaluate the transformation zone. So you can see the penetration depth information are very similar, so we have a good agreement between the results. After that, we decided to evaluate the transformation zone using an analytical model developed by Maletta, and it is based on an Irvine approach, by which an iterative procedure we are able to calculate the austenitic radius and the martensitic radius. This is the main results of our case study, and this is the transformation zone. So, comparing the transformation zone obtained by the analytical results with the experimental nano-indentation test, you can see the agreement is very good. So we can conclude that the nano-indentation technique is a good instrument to evaluate the transformation zone near the crack tip for a shape memory material. So in conclusion, we performed several experimental tests in order to evaluate the mechanical properties of a nitty shape memory alloy. We saw a huge effect of the temperature in terms of the response for both the material, for both the structures, so the elastic one and the martensitic one. We used the preliminary results in order to evaluate the phase transformation zone near the crack tip, and we concluded that for the analyzed case, I mean room temperature, the nano-indentation technique seems to be a good instrument to predict the transformation zone at the crack tip. Anyway, for future perspective, we are going to perform other experiments by increasing the temperature in order to validate this technique. Thank you for listening.